What is up, book nerds? My name is Hillary and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a new thing on my channel, but before we get into that, I wanted to tell you, as you can see, I'm in a new location. I have moved my filming space and office down to our basement, and I have my own little room to film, and I feel like I can be more authentic when I'm by myself than rather around people. And that's not to say anything against my family, but it is awkward when you're talking to a camera by yourself and they're just staring at you, and I can't stand that. So we're down here, we're in a space by ourselves, and I'm excited to see what I create in this space because I feel like it's going to be so good. And yeah, so this new game that I have decided to do has to do with my book cart, which is over here. And I have some books on the bottom two shelves. The top shelf is my TBR that I want to read for this month. And the bottom two are books that I have wrote down the title of the books, and I am going to pick a book out of a cup. And that's the book I have to read for this vlog. I feel like that'd be fun. That way I can get through my TBR. I have a couple pre-orders that are coming, and I want to go to the bookstore this weekend, hopefully. And then I'm going on a book buying ban, and except for the books that I plan on pre-ordering, like the new Sarah J. Maas book, I plan on getting and pre-ordering. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to be going on a book buying ban, which I need to do because my TBR is crazy and I've been spending way too much money on books. But yeah, so let me go grab my cup that has all the titles of the books that are on this cart in it, and we can choose what book I'm going to be reading for this reading vlog. If you hear any background noise, it's my dog. He is in my office with me right now, and he's just curious. He hasn't been down here since I've set everything up, so he's just on an adventure, just checking everything out. But yeah, so here is my cup, and inside it there are these little pieces of paper that have titles of books that are on this shelf. And well, let's see what book I'm going to be reading for this vlog. I'm going to mix these up. Okay. Set this right beside me. And the book that I am going to have to read for this reading vlog, I'm hoping it's not too long of a book because I have a couple chunky books that I want to read this month. And the book is, Credence. Let me grab that. Alright, so we got Credence by Penelope Douglas. This is a reread for me. This is a chunky book. It's over 400 pages. But that's okay. This is about if you don't know, about a girl whose name is Tiernan, and her parents die, and she has to go live with her step-uncle and her step-cousins, and they're up in this mountain by themselves, and things start happening. It's a very smutty book, and I absolutely love it. It's a very taboo book, but I really enjoy it. I kind of just throw the whole it's her uncle or step-uncle and step-cousins out of it and read it as if they're not that. But yeah, there's a multiple partners in this book, but not really at the same time. But yeah, so I'm excited to reread this and see what I think because it's been a while since I've read it, and I absolutely loved it the first time I read it. I think I gave it 4 or 5 stars and all that. But yeah, so Credence is going to be the book that I'm reading in this reading vlog. And I do want to say that once I get through all the books on this cart, then I will add more books to it and rewrite the titles out, because I don't want to pick a book then add a book type thing. I want to get through these ones and then go from there. So yeah, we're just going to do one book for this vlog and see how it goes, and hopefully we do more in the future. and I am getting ready to read Credence. So let's get into reading this. Alright, you guys. So, I read chapter 1 of Credence. I really don't remember much about Credence, honestly. Because when I read it so fast on my Kindle, and it's been a couple years. But I'm just gonna say, Tiernan's parents are selfish as fuck. They never paid attention to her. And they were only worried about themselves. So the fact that like her quote-unquote step-uncle, I'm just gonna say it's a friend of the family because she didn't even know him growing up. Her dad and him never talked, never had a relationship. So I just see it as a friend of the family. But she talked more to him on the phone than she had to her parents. And the fact that, okay, so her mom took her dad's medication, if you understand what I'm saying, and, you know, offed herself because he was gonna die because he has cancer, terminal cancer, is such a selfish thing to do. She's left with no one except her mom's like assistant or whatever, and now this step uncle. She's 17, and it just pisses me off. Like, as a mom myself, I physically could not do that to my kids. Like, and it's not like she had any siblings either. So she only had herself. And then her parents always sent her away for school. And they couldn't have waited a couple weeks before she left for school again for this all to happen. They had to do it when she was at the house. And she's the one who found them because they had it all planned out. The dog was let out. The assistant or housekeeper or whatever she is, Mira or Myra, however you say her name, was told to come in later that day. It just blows my mind, and it makes me so mad. But I have to go pick up my other kids. So while I'm waiting for them to get out of school, I'm going to sit in here and read some more, hopefully get through chapter 2, and get over being mad because this just ticks me off. So I will update you guys probably a lot later. Hopefully I'm further into the book because I have stuff I have to do tonight. I have one kid who has an appointment, another one who has gymnastics, and my husband's gone. I don't know how long for today. So yeah, I will update you guys when I get a chance and let you know what I'm thinking about the book. Okay, so I am 86 pages into Credence, and it's a little slow. I understand that you're getting Tiernan's point of view, especially with her parents doing what they did and having to move and stuff, and she's just naturally quiet because her parents never talked to her. They didn't care. They resented her because she was born. But we've met Jake, the quote-unquote uncle. We've met Caleb, the quote-unquote cousin. Or not Caleb. What's his name? I believe it's like Noah or something. I can't remember right now. But we haven't met Caleb. And he is... It's like he's not around. And I do remember he's quiet in the book. He doesn't talk. But I guess I didn't realize how far into the book it is before he's introduced. Like, I'm almost 100 pages in, and there's been mentions of him, but nothing. But I'm enjoying it, but it's very slow. And I understand it's a standalone, so they're trying to, like, build everything up and show you what she's going through. But I'm waiting for a big blow up, because I know there's a scene where her and Jake blow up at each other. And I think it's coming up, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I am getting pretty far in this. I mean, considering I just started it earlier today, and I've been busy. But yeah, so I'm going to continue reading this. It is 9:07, and I usually go to bed at about 10:30. So I'm definitely going to get a good chunk of this done today, and then fill you guys in when I wake up in the morning and get my coffee and get kids up and start getting them ready for school. Alright, so I have been sitting here, no, not here exactly, but today I've been reading, and I am really enjoying Credence a second time reading it. I don't know what is wrong with me, why I like it so much, but everything that happens in this book, there's a meaning behind it. Because in a way, Tiernan helps Jake, Caleb, and Noah in a way that is hard to explain. They've always just been them. Noah wanted to leave for the longest time. And now he's willing to stay because she's there. She makes it bearable for him to live in the house with his dad and go through everything that he does with his dad. Caleb doesn't talk. So I don't know what to think about that. But like even like Jake says that it's nice having a woman in the house because it just brings something more that they have been missing out on. And you can say, well, that's still her uncle, blah, 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 and things happen. It's not really her uncle. She didn't know them growing up. There's no blood relation to them. The only thing that bugs me is the fact that Jake takes on this father role kind of in a way, raising Tiernan, and then they end up doing the deed. And that part is a little weird for me, but she brings something that he is missing to the table and all that. But I'm really enjoying seeing Tiernan grow as a person and become her own person, because she had no one to talk to. She didn't know who she was. She didn't know how to be around people. And that's so sad, because her parents never paid attention to her. Anytime she tried talking to them, they never talked to her. They were just so focused on each other. It's ridiculous. And I'm at the part in my book, I'm on page 262, and Tiernan and Jake finally have sex, and it's just crazy. It blows my mind. But it's our first spicy scene in this book, besides like the little bit of like, here a little something would happen and then it stops. Here a little something happens and then it stops. This was full blown on doing the deed. And the way Penelope Douglas writes, because I've read a couple of her other books, is amazing. I love how she writes, and it's not right away where the characters sleep together. It takes a while. And that's one thing that I really do like about her work, because you get to know the characters more this way. Because I feel like all her characters in her books, now I haven't read all of them, but most of her characters in her books all go through something that is traumatic and hard. So I give her credit for that, and I plan on reading all of her backlist books. I've read all of her, I can't remember what the series is called, but it has Bully is the first one. So that whole series I've read. I've read half of the Devil and Night series. But I want to go back and reread them. So if you guys are interested in a reading vlog of me reading those, let me know, because it's been a while. And I need to get to her spin-off series for the Bully series that she did. So yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying this, and I'm going to continue reading it, and probably going to finish it this weekend. That is my goal, because I am now a little over halfway done with it already. So let's get back into reading and see how much I can get read tonight.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Flying, get on board. We're flying.
Oh my gosh. Tiernan, girl. You are crazy. The girl knows kind of what she wants, and I give her props for that. I mean, considering she was a virgin when she came to live with them, And then she's having like a threesome and all this other stuff. Like, girl, get it. Like, alright. But, it's crazy. Like, I forget how crazy this book was. And it just keeps blowing my mind. I'm at the part, just got finished with it, the part where Caleb destroyed Tiernan's dresser that she did, and she kind of goes nuts and just breaks everything she's been working on. It's almost like he broke her. And all that. So he just gets up and leaves, and it's the middle of winter. He does that. He'll go off and hunt and find animals and blah, 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 all this other stuff. But you get his backstory, and she goes to the bathroom to comfort him, and she finds him, and he has a leg of the dresser she was working on that he helped her design. And let me remind you, Caleb doesn't talk. So she doesn't know what's going through his mind or anything. Not that he can't talk, he chooses not to talk. And I just feel so bad for her. Because she's trying, and it's like he just wants to ruin everything for her. Or just finally break her, and I think he does. But in a way, you get one chapter in his point of view, like, he's starting to fall in love with her, but he even says every woman he loves leaves him. So he's blocking that part off, and I get it. And it's heartbreaking. But quit being an ass. That's all I have to say about him. Like, quit it. But yeah, so I am... Gosh darn it. 377 pages into this book. I have just over 100 pages left in it, and I'm hoping to finish it tonight. If not, I will for sure finish it tomorrow and wrap up this vlog. But right now, I am listening to some winter ambiance and gonna be sitting here in my office reading this book, seeing how far I can get. Maybe for a little bit. I don't know how long I'll be, but if not, I'll take it upstairs and read. But yeah, so I need to get back in this book and figure out what happens, because like I said, it's been a while since I've read. Alright, you guys. I finished Credence last night, and I was so tired after I got done, I just went to bed. And before we get into my thoughts on this book, I have a small haul for you guys. I went shopping yesterday with my husband for our anniversary, and I got 5 books there. And I ordered 1, which should be coming in later this week. And so the books I got are There Are No Saints and There Is No Devil, both by Sophie Lark. I'm not sure what this is about, but what I've gotten from looking on Goodreads is it's kind of about it's a romance with a main character being a serial killer. That's what I got from this. I don't know much about it, and I don't want to know because this is a short book, and I've heard great things on BookTube and Book Talk about these books, and I want to get my own opinion on them. And this one was the last one at Barnes & Noble yesterday that they had. And so I was like, obviously it's a sign, so I need to get it. So I got this one, and they had a couple of these left. So I just bought them both, and probably I'll binge them both within the next couple months, just seeing what I'm thinking about them. And especially if I'm starting to hit a slump and I want something short that's not a long fantasy, these would work perfect for it. The next book I got is one I've never heard anything about. I saw it on the shelf and read the back, and I was like, that sounds amazing. And that book is Saint Death's Daughter. And it says on the back, Lainey Stones, the daughter of crown-appointed killers, was born with a gift for necromancy and a literal allergy to violence. For her own safety, she was raised in isolation in a crumbling mansion by the family's moldering revenant. When Lainey's parents are murdered, she and her psychotic sister Nita must settle their extensive debts or lose their ancestral home. When Lyriat's ruler, too, is murdered, it throws the whole nation's future into doubt. Hunted by Lyriat's enemies, terrorized by family ghosts, and tortured by a forbidden love for a childhood friend, Lainey will need more than luck to get through the next few months, but when the goddess of death is on your side, anything is possible. That just sounds really good to me, and this cover is what got me too. I saw the pink of it and the front design, and I was like, I gotta have that book. And then I read the back, and it just sounded great. And this is by C.S.E. Cooney. So yeah, maybe I'll do a reading vlog reading this, because I've never heard anybody talk about this book. And this next book I'm going to be telling you about, I met this girl at Barnes & Noble yesterday, and she was looking for Lotus, and I told her, I was like, I know what book you're talking about, I just can't remember who it's by. And then I found the second book on the shelf, and I didn't have the first one, so she ended up getting the second one and all that. But we started up a conversation talking about the romance books that we read and all the other books that we've liked, and I showed her The Nanny, and she ended up buying it because I recommended it and I was explaining to her what it's about. And she recommended me a feel-good romance, which is Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt. And I know a couple booktubers have read this and said it's good and that it's not really spicy, but it's sweet. And sometimes I feel like I need that, and after reading like dark romances and fantasies and stuff. So I was like, you know what, since you got my recommendation, I'll get one of your recommendations. So this is the book I got, and I'm excited to get to it and see what I think about it and see if her and I's taste coincide. And then this next book is a special edition. I got the first one ordered because they didn't have it there, but I did get the second one. And that book is this beautiful version of House of Sky and Breath. It's paperback. I love the front. This sticker can't come off. I just haven't taken it off yet. And then it has this side that flips out, and it goes all the way. And then the back of it is just as pretty, and this side comes out. And this one was purely for, it's going on my shelf to sit there and look pretty. I've read this book, love this series, and can't wait for the third one to come out. And I'm hoping that the third one comes out in a special edition like this. But yeah, this first one is on its way. It should be here this week. And yeah, I'm excited to put these on my bookshelves upstairs and just look at them when I want. Alright, so those were the books that I got yesterday. And so let's get back to what I thought about Credence. I gave this 4 stars. I love the romance aspect of this book. I understand where people come from when they're like, this book isn't right, I don't like it, because some of the stuff in it is not okay. But I do like how, especially with Caleb, I do like how he pushes Tiernan to stand up for herself. And even though he's having this inner monologue, he's like, I love her, I know I'm in love with her, I'm falling in love with her, but she did this, she did this, she did that. And I just, it touches my heart. Even though I know it's wrong and all the other stuff that he did, but to get behind the whole story and like the ending and stuff, it was so good. And like I said, I understand why people gave it 1 or 2 stars. I get it. But Penelope Douglas said when she wrote this, she was at a point in her life where she wasn't writing a lot of books that she loved, because she puts it right in the acknowledgments of this. And she wanted to write something that she was going to like and that was different, that nobody else really had out at that time. And let me tell you, Credence did it. I still don't think anything tops Credence on being different from a lot of other books. But yeah, I love reading this book. If you can put aside of it being her step uncle and step cousins, which, like I said at the beginning, to me they're not really that, because it's not like she grew up knowing them. Her parents died. She's placed in this house basically with strangers, and they become family to each other. And I like the saying, family is, or home isn't a place, it's who the people you care for are and that love you are. And that came from her house, or her nanny, or her mom's assistant, and I truly do believe that. I mean, I feel bad for Tiernan that she grew up the way she did, but I love that she had the chance to go live with Jake and Noah and Caleb and grow as a person and find out who she is and what she likes. What are her hobbies? What are things that she used to like as a kid? And you gotta fight with your family, because that shows them that you care, and you have to spend time with them. You can't just shut yourself in a room, even though that's how you grew up, because your parents didn't talk to you and didn't care. She really got to that point, and when she does, it's beautiful. Seeing her, especially when she leaves to go to the funeral and then she comes back and no one knew she came back, and she was just acting nonchalant, like, this needs done, we need to do this, blah, 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 blah. And you could just see, even like the guys, like, they were miserable when she was gone for those 2 days of the funeral. And then she comes back and everything gets back into place and everybody's happy again and all that. I truly love this book and will reread it again eventually, and have to give Penelope Douglas praise on writing a book like this, because I don't know if I would have the guts to do that. And that is it for this reading vlog of a book from my book cart. I enjoyed this. I will definitely be doing it again. I'm hoping to make it a monthly thing, if not an every so often thing. I think it's going to depend on how well this video does and go from there. And I just want to say I love you guys. I love all my subscribers, even though I have a small channel. I really appreciate you guys watching my channel and my videos and supporting me. And I'm hoping I'm doing you guys justice with coming out with the videos that I am and the videos I will in the future. And leave me a comment down below if you have read Credence and what you personally thought about it, and if our thoughts coincide. And as always, keep on reading, people. Bye.